Good morning, brothers and sisters. Sunday morning, May 17th. Uh, Kind of a lazy day today. I know I look kind of scruffy. Forgive me for that. Um, in the previous video, I was making comments based on some things Chad had spoke about in his truck talk concerning how we've left the old ways as a nation. And we certainly have. And I begin to refer to you to the foundation of the old ways that's set up in the Declaration of Independence, goes into the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Those are the old ways established by our founding fathers of this nation, which started with 13 colonies. They were visionaries. They were very intelligent men. They could look around them and see truth. They looked at their own bodies, their own lives, and they could see truth. They looked up into the heavens and they saw truth. They looked upon the things here on the earth and they saw truth. Every baby that was born of a woman, they saw truth. Yeah, they read philosophers, they read books of that day, but they locked into truth. Not only did they lock into truth, every word that they wrote down in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, every single solitary word they penned was based upon not only what they could see, but personal experience. The reason they could write about tyranny, because they had been living under it. By old King George, he was a tyrant, he was a despot. He controlled religion, he controlled politics, he controlled people's lives by his laws, his policies, his regulations, his philosophy, his agenda. He controlled people. So for over 8+ years, the War for Independence, the Declaration of Independence, shed buckets and buckets and buckets of blood on this soil as our founding patriots sacrificed their life. They sacrificed every single thing that they had to become independent of a tyrant's rule. Do you understand that? I'm sad to say that many in this generation do not understand that. They do not comprehend that. They do not look at that for what it is. That's why they're blinded. They've completely lost all sense of direction. So let's go back to the opening words of our founding fathers in the Declaration of Independence, when they say we hold these truths to be self-evident. What were they saying? Just in that little sentence, they were saying that every human being that wants to see it, that wants to look at it, these truths that they're about to write about, that they're about to pen on paper, these truths are self-evident in all of us as part of creation. They're self-evident. They're not determined by a political party. They're not determined by a judge. They're not determined by a Supreme Court. They're not determined by a politician's agenda or propaganda. These are self-evident truths. This is the old way, friends. The old ways tell us these are self-evident truths. They're intrinsic. Intrinsic, it means it's inside of us. We're born with it. According to the laws of nature, and nature's God, nature's creator. We're born with these truths. But of course, King George, he had completely blinded the people to these truths by his lies and propaganda and tyrannical agendas, and caused the people to be brain dead. The same thing is happening today. These tyrannical, despotic politicians have caused the people to become brain dead as they drink their poisonous Kool-Aid. Their poisonous political Kool-Aid. Notice the voices of these dangerous, anti-American, anti-freedom politicians. Notice their language. They don't talk about freedom. They don't talk about life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. They don't talk about individuality. They don't talk about these self-evident truths. What do they talk about? Well, you know what they talk about if you're listening to them. The Kool-Aid that they're pushing, the drug that they're pushing, constantly emphasizes, these things that Trump is doing, or these things that so-and-so is doing, it's a threat to our democracy. You know what that actually means in their language? When they say it's a threat to democracy, what they're saying is it's a threat to undermine our tyranny. It's a threat to undermine our manipulation. It's a threat to undermine and expose our lies. It's a threat to expose our progressive ideologies. That's what they're pushing. That's their drug. That's their poison Kool-Aid. It's a threat to our democracy. When's the last time you've heard these voices talk about your individual freedom? When's the last time they've passed laws, ratified laws that continues to protect your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness? Ask yourself that question. When was the last time? Oh no, they're constantly making regulations. They're constantly making policies. They're constantly making another bill after another bill, which is a law, to undermine, to strip us from life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness as individuals who are independent from government tyranny. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Look within yourself. Look at your own life. Where did it come from? Ask yourself these simple, vital questions. When your mother became pregnant with you, you tell me what political party was instrumental in your father's sperm and your mother's egg coming together to form you in your mother's womb. Tell me what political party was instrumental to cause that to happen, that miracle of birth to happen. Please tell me. Tell me what Supreme Court decision had the authority to unite that sperm and egg together and produce you. Tell me what political propaganda, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Tea Party, Coffee Party, Kool-Aid Party, I don't know. There's so many parties out there, I don't know. But which one had the authority to take that sperm of your father unite it with the egg of your mother, and produce life. Tell me which one. I already know what your answer is. But tell me which one. Leave me a comment. No, it came by the laws of nature and nature's God, nature's creator. So therefore, if no political party had anything to do with your birth, then that gift of liberty that came from the Creator, that was intrinsic, placed inside of you as a gift, which would allow you to make choices in life to pursue happiness, those things did not come from a political party. The same way, life did not come from a political party. Your life, your liberty, and pursuit of happiness are gifts from the Creator. Are you catching that now? Behold these truths to be self-evident. It's intrinsic inside of you that all men, that word man there is not just talking about male, masculine. It's talking about all mankind, all humankind, that all men are created equal. Each and every one of us, born of a woman, have the same access, equal access to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Now, while we are all created equal and have equal access to those things, not all have the same abilities or capabilities to all do the same thing. I suppose if I would have tried to apply myself to be a doctor, maybe I could have accomplished that. But I didn't have the motivation. I didn't have the vision. I didn't have that drive inside of me. I wanted to be a cop, so that's what I did. I want to be a mountain man, so that's what I'm working on. But that doctor, in the beginning, was born with the same equal opportunity to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. His pursuit was to be a doctor. Another one was pursuit to be a scientist. When you're talking about property, some people pursue, I've got friends that pursue to live a life off of a motorcycle. I've got a good friend for 30 years now. Everything he owns is on his motorcycle. And that's the life that he chose. That's his property. I've got others that want a multi-million-dollar mansion as their property. But see, that's the freedom of choice. My buddy that lives off his motorcycle is happy as can be to throw his tent down by his motorcycle. Night after night, night after night, night after night. Different city, different state. He goes down to Mexico for 6 months and just travels all over. That's his pursuit of happiness. Out here in Arizona, I drive through these neighborhoods sometimes where multi-million-dollar mansions. That's their pursuit of happiness. That's what freedom is all about. Socialism doesn't speak of individual choices and individual freedoms. No, it doesn't do that. This nation was not founded upon socialism, communism, fascism, Nazism. It wasn't founded on Sharia law. No. While there was a healthy respect for the Judeo-Christian beliefs. Oh my goodness, even, Thomas Jefferson rewrote Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, leaving out the supernatural things of Jesus, but he rewrote the words of Jesus saying, if we would follow that, we would reap the benefits. But they sure did not found this nation on Sharia law, on terrorists. We're getting away from a terrorist, King George. But we all have equal access to that independence of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We all have been given a gift of choice, the power of choice. I emphasize that all the time. The power of choice. Some people just want to hitchhike all over the country, all over the world. They hitchhike all over the world. That's their pursuit of happiness. That's how their freedom is expressed. Hollywood celebrities, they want to have multiple multi-million-dollar mansions all over the world. Well, that's their pursuit. Freedom, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. These are the old ways. And we've completely removed ourselves, well, many have, from that. They talk about socialism, a threat to democracy. As I said, what they're actually saying is, we don't care about the old ways. We don't care about self-evident truths. We're going to tell you what truth is. We're going to manipulate and control what truth is. You know what the result of that is? Here's the result. Contemporary politicians, and I know it's been from the beginning, but especially now, it's on steroids. Contemporary politicians are teaching our children it's okay to lie. It's okay to steal. It's okay to commit fraud. It's okay to hate someone else that believes something different. It's okay to kill them. It's okay to rejoice when somebody murders them. It's okay. Do you think I'm going to follow something like that? Are you kidding me? That's not America. That's not life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's not freedom. That's death. That's destruction. They are my enemy. They are enemies of freedom. They are enemies of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, except how their philosophy and concepts can bring benefit to their life. They're power hungry. Friends, they're sinister, they're evil. They're insane. Power and greed has taken them to a place of dark, demonic insanity. They're not concerned about the old ways. They're not concerned about the First Amendment except how it can benefit them. They're not concerned about the Second Amendment except how it can benefit them. They're not concerned about the Bill of Rights except how they can be selective and how it benefits them and supports their dark, sinister philosophy and agenda. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for now. And we'll come back in another video and talk about the old ways. Till next time, peace. God bless.